Hi guys, so today I'm reading about Bella Abzug, and she is someone who is a high profile woman who has fought for women's rights. She was in the House in 1970, the House of Representatives, and because of her, more women are in politics. I think the last I heard was a number maybe double of what it was in 1970 because of her. So what do I think of her? What do I think? I think she has had a lot of charisma. Definitely, she was someone who made her voice be heard, no doubt about it. But when you start talking about her in reference to abortion, I think it's evil, and I think that a lot of the feminist movement is evil in itself. I mean, I had talked with someone before about whether it's good that women have the right to vote. And, there are certain things that have come from the feminist movement that are good as far as women voting and women being able to own property. But when we talk about our rights in the sense of having a right to kill a child, I feel that definitely is a step backwards for women. We talk about the abortion issue. Being pro-life is a step back for women because they're going to want the back alley abortions. But even reading the Family Row, it talks about women in here. One woman who had an abortion and she had a fever after. And we don't talk about women who can no longer have kids because they've had an abortion or they have died from abortion. There is no such thing as safe abortion. We see these women, these women who believe in feminism, and I seriously think a lot of them are not happy. They get what they want, and then they want more and more and more. And so when we look at the abortion movement, again, I think at the core is not necessarily abortion, but I think the core issue is motherhood. I think we're having an identity crisis as women in the world. I think a lot of women do not understand their identity. I think they want to be someone in the essence of finding their sense of worth by climbing powerful structures. Bella's daughter Liz is somebody who owns a company who teaches women how to climb powerful structures in corporate world. And I think when women are running after success and fame and they're willing to compromise not only their God-given ability to have children, but they are also compromising, I feel, the way they are designed. A lot of women, Bella says, used to learn to speak softly and wear their lipstick. I think there's some truth to that. I think women were taught years ago to be softer, not to be so brash and overbearing, as Bella has been called or described by some people. I think there's some wisdom in that. I think we're women, and I think to be grounded in who we are, to speak in ways that may require a little more wisdom makes sense. I think when women compromise the way they're made, their design, their health in order to climb the ladder, I don't think that's really wise. So even when women are intelligent and go-getters, I think they can use their intelligence in more productive ways than the feminist movement. So that's my take on Bella right now. And as I continue studying women like Hillary Clinton and Maxine Waters, etc., I just see this whole group of women who are so anti-woman, in my opinion. They boast about being, loving mothers and women who love families, but when you're always having to prove yourself to men and always having to debate your rights, I don't think it's really as centered on family as it could be. The very fact that you're a mother, you are giving up your rights. You are giving up your life. You're giving up your body in many ways. You're choosing to carry a child. You're choosing to bring life to a child, which is the highest role a woman can ever have in her life in many different ways. There's not a lot of work that compares to the value of motherhood. So when these women are talking about their rights, I think it's an oxymoron to motherhood. I think it's an oxymoron to family, because the essence of family is having somebody who's willing to give up their rights, who's willing to be the backbone in a family and be willing to take the responsibility of watching over others, caring for them physically, emotionally, spiritually, socially, educationally, etc. So I think feminism shortchanges us. I think it's what's the word I want to use? A quick fix for family. I don't think that women can completely raise children, especially when they're younger, and also have a very demanding career. I do not think the two go together. And I think a woman is much better off giving all her time and energies to the home and watching over the home. And if she does work, I think that is for the benefit of the family. Of course, she benefits, and she even benefits having a family, and it comes natural. But I think her energies are so much better off put toward raising a family, because again, we only have so much time during the day. We only have a certain amount of time during the week. And if she does have to work or wants to work, I think it needs to be balanced with those family responsibilities carefully. And in the realm of feminists, many times it is put me first, put the career first, over family. So I think we need to be very careful with that balance. So I definitely do not agree with all of this feminist movement. And I know the term feminist is changing now, and it brings up a lot of different images. And I think that women in their identity crisis can definitely be women who can be content with not having every single right be honored that they have. And as a Christian, I think of Christ, and he gave up his right to be, up in heaven with God. He gave up his right as God and man to come to earth to serve and to fulfill his duty, to die on the cross so that he could have a treasured people. He could save people. So when you think of a Christian mother, I think the view is even higher, and it's almost an oxymoron to demand every single right that we deserve. I don't think women need to demand their rights all the time. When you do that, if you walk around demanding every single right that you feel you should have, I think it's hypocritical, because you actually do need to put down some of those rights to get along with other people. And I think what the feminists are doing is they actually are demanding rights when it comes to certain responsibilities that they have, but yet when it comes to other areas of life, they're very happy to give up some of those rights. There's no way anybody can walk through life and have every single right that they want honored in order to get along with one another. We are called to submit to one another and to care about one another and prefer others above ourselves. So even just, there is no one who, gets everything their way. I mean, even if you're in a restaurant or something and they're out of something, you have to, something little like that, you have to be able to bend and be flexible. You can't just demand a right, or, life just doesn't work that way. So I do find the feminist movement hypocritical at its core. And I find that really motherhood really is about sacrifice and putting down those rights. And I think when we talk about rights, again, there is a balance between not being totally suppressed, but yet using those rights to be empowered to help other people, and not to use those rights to be totally self-serving. So that's my take on this video.